Hello, my subbies. Iketasinen hoita. Today I'm going to talk to you about this super shiny, awesome thing, and it is called a dermal piercing, or if you want to get technical, a microdermal piercing. Now, I thought I would do an update weekly kind of video on this, like a serious thing. It's not going to probably be that long because this heals in about, I think the max is 4 weeks. So I will keep you updated, and maybe even a couple months down the line, if it's still, I have no problems, just let you know how it's doing. So let me talk about the procedure. The procedure was really simplistic. All I had to do, the most that I went through was just waiting to get it done. I'm a guinea pig for my piercer, and she always needs somebody to supervise. So she had done biopsy punches before, and they used the biopsy punch, the dermal punch, for this because it's legal in the state that I'm living in, which I think makes it a lot easier instead of having to use a hollow gauge needle or anything like that. But to each his or own. When I went in, she marked me up with the ink, made sure that it was perfect. Then I asked her to put it in a place where it would be flush with my skin. It wouldn't move a lot because I had read up on most rejections occur because it just can't deal with the friction of your skin moving, and just it's very traumatic. And then it'll want to reject. So I asked her best possible placement. She picked this spot, obviously, and got started. Well, to find where it is, they have to pinch the skin and make sure that it is perfectly angled where they want to put the pocket. Well, that's the most trauma for the skin. I felt very swollen, my skin felt very irritated and angry, but that was the worst part for me, and just that pain, that residual pain. Her doing the punch itself wasn't that bad, but it was just having to deal with the pain of, like I said, so that just kind of intensified it a little bit. But I kind of have a high pain tolerance when it comes to piercings, so my experience wasn't that bad. It's kind of like my supervising piercer said, it's kind of like carving an apple, and that's how it feels because they're trying to make a pocket and pull out the skin that, to place this in there and have it set with the anchor in the pocket. Once it does, you have about 48 hours until the skin will start to recognize it as maybe part of the body and wraps around the holes inside if you have the anchor with the holes in it. But during that first 48 hours, it is crucial that you sleep on your back. You also must wear band-aids a lot. I changed them every time or changed mine 3 times during the day because I'd have to either clean it for 3 to 5 times a day, and it was just easier for me to do the 3 out of the 5. Also, when you place the band-aid on your skin, you got to make sure that the adhesive doesn't touch the dermal plate, because if it touches, the shiny, it'll rip it out. So, you don't want that. I noticed that if I shifted too much or I tried to, turn too much and I wasn't really laying on my back for the first 48 hours, it would bleed. It wasn't a lot of bleeding, but it still happened. I noticed once it started to settle, for about the 3rd day, I got it done on Friday, so it was on a Sunday. It started to feel kind of itchy, like it was starting to recognize it as part of my body, and I didn't have the intense tugging sensations anymore if I moved or shifted my weight or anything around my chest area. So that was a good sign for me. I had to be aware of the fact that when I slept, make sure that I don't turn or anything because it could have come out of the skin. But no, it's doing really well. To clean it was super easy. All I did was take a Q-tip, flatten it, put the soap on it, suds it up, and then run it around the base plate. And then I take the other side, just regular water, flatten it, and then run around the base plate. And if I put my H2 Ocean spray, I'd do it on a separate Q-tip, spray it, flatten it, run around the base plate. And then I'd apply my Band-Aids. I tried to do a Band-Aid an extra day for overnight instead of wearing it for the whole day for another 4th day. I don't recommend it because all it does is just leave redness around because of the adhesive if your band-aid's really strong. But other than that, it hasn't had any problems. I can now sleep a little more on my sides if I want. I don't feel that intense tugging. I can grab things and not feel like maybe it'll pop out. It's starting to become part of my skin thus far. I will continue to update you, like I said, and let you know how it's going. But other than that, it was really easy process. Thus far, yes, I would recommend it. If you have a high pain tolerance and if you just want to try something that heals really fast. As compared to my other piercings, this was the easiest to deal with, and it's the easiest to clean thus far. Alright, I'll continue to keep you updated. Bye!